So Alphonse Areola at last has been given a chance at West Ham, obviously on the back of the fact that Lucas Fabianski has injured his eye socket. He's had an operation, I think, to have a plate fitted after breaking his jaw, I believe, and his eye. So it presents an opportunity, Riley, for Areola. Now, it's been one that I think fans have been crying out for quite a long time and saying, look, he's the number one goalkeeper. He should be our number one goalkeeper. And now he's going to get a stretch in the team, you'd imagine, for the next 4 to 6 weeks. Firstly, are you happy about the situation? Do you please? Well, I was happy to hear an injury, but are you pleased the fact that Areola
I didn't put it out on Fabianski or anything, mate? I mean, oh, bloody hell, I'm not that happy about it. I mean, he's been a brilliant keeper at the club for quite some time now, and especially when you consider some of the goalkeepers we have had at this club, it's been a big issue for us for a while. Having someone like Fabianski and Areola both going for the same spot, I think it's really good. For me, though, Fabianski, he makes too many mistakes. His distribution isn't very good. And I really feel like his near post, he's really bad at covering. Areola, for me, is a better shot stopper. He's got better distribution. I think he's better on the ball. He looks more calm, more astute. I think it's a good opportunity for him. And I hope it's one that he does take, because at the start of this season, I was sort of thinking that Areola should be passing the baton to Fabianski. Last season, he played second fiddle to him, and Fabianski, he did okay, I thought, last season. But for me, I think it should have been the passing of the baton. The fact that we got him on a permanent deal as well, and Fabianski's, 37 years of age? I can't imagine him staying. Maybe next season will be his last season. I wouldn't be surprised if this season was his last season. Got an exciting goalkeeper, Nathan Trott, who keeps getting chucked out on loan and all that sort of stuff. So it'd be interesting to see if he ever gets a shot. But for me, Areola, next 4 to 6 weeks, not a great start. First sort of Premier League start of the season. 4-0 against Brighton. Not his greatest work, but I think he was kind of set up to fail with that one. Any first game for you, bar maybe like Man City or Arsenal at the moment, Brighton's probably the worst one you could get.
Well, for West Ham, definitely, yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, I'd actually argue Brighton's probably the worst one. I mean, our record against City and Arsenal and them other lot is way better than our record against Brighton.
Oh, yeah.
So I'll honestly say that's probably the worst game you can get chucked into, especially at the Amex as well. But yeah, I think he's a really good goalkeeper. I'm excited to see what he can do between the sticks, and hopefully by the time Fabianski comes back, obviously speedy recovery and all that sort of stuff, he's managed to cement himself in the team, and he gives David Moyes a bit of an issue.
Well, that's what you're hoping for, isn't it? Like you say, that's what you're hoping from the keeper now. This is the chance he's been surely crying out for. As you say, off to a terrible start, but as you say, very difficult to point the finger at him, really. Although I do think he didn't play overly brilliantly, but neither did anyone. It was a really overall terrible performance, and one we just had to draw a line under fast and move on from, because that was really a bad day. But I like you. I'm quite excited by it, and I'm more excited. One, I think he's a better goalkeeper in general. He's a great shot stopper, and also I like you say, his distribution. That's what we need. I mean, at the end of the day, we try and play this kind of counter-attack side. We're a counter-attack side that's not very good at counter-attacking, really. Let's be honest. We're not very quick. We don't really have abundance of pace inside, and we don't also distribute our balls well. We don't get the keeper. Every time Fabianski gets hold of the ball, his typical notion is to run forward, hold the ball, then go, hold on, wait, and you're like, what are we waiting for? This is the moment where you're supposed to be releasing the ball immediately so we can go and counter. But he lets everyone get back into their position before he does anything. Whereas I think Areola just seems to have more of a quicker brain. He just seems to work things out much quicker and a bit more accuracy when he wants to release the ball. So for that, I'm quite excited by it. It's just a shame that, really, actually, thinking about it, actually, it might play in our favour because we're in such a dire situation, and because realistically now, I think, was it 12 games to go in the Premier League? Looking at, effectively
that, yeah.
within, is that 12, isn't it? Is that right?
I think it's about 12, yeah. I think it's around that.
Like that. So I think it's 12, 13 games. So you're looking at, within that, probably about 6 or 7, maybe 8 cup final games that we must get results at. This is when you're going to need your goalkeeper to be right at it. And so, you just cannot be conceding soft goals. And I've got more confidence in Areola for that. I've got this feeling that he steps up to the plate when under pressure. I remember last season in the Europa League, he was excellent, putting off some really big saves for us at big moments and looking quite comfortably doing so. He did it against Nottingham Forest, didn't he, with... was it Brennan Johnson? I think who hit the shot. I can't remember when Lingard laid the ball off, and right at the end, I mean, all right, we were 4-0 up at that period, but it was a wonderful stop. Yeah, and like you say, what would be nice is when Fabianski is fit and is available, that effectively the manager goes, well, he has to stay on. We have to keep Areola, mate. He's been doing that well for the club. We can't change it back. Although knowing David Moyes, he probably will do the opposite, knowing him. But let's wait and see. But yeah, overall, mate, I think it's. I am like you. I'm gutted for Fabianski because I've got a lot of respect for him. He's been brilliant for West Ham, but. Like you, when we signed Areola this summer, I was hoping there'd be the swap over, making Fabianski number 2. I get the feeling that this could be the time now then that might happen. I've just had a bit of a dig at Moyes, but I get the feeling this could be it now, that if he does have a good run, but let's be honest, he has to have a good run, and he's not off to a bloody good start because, he's -4 already. He's only played 1 game. So he needs to sort that out.
Technically, he's -7. He started against United, didn't he? And he's conceded 2 starts. I think it must be not 2 starts this season because he's played in the Conference League, but since Fabianski's injury, he started 2 games, conceded 7 goals. So it's not the greatest sign of things to come.
No.
Where do you think he sort of ranks up in terms of West Ham's goalkeepers over the years? Like, do you have quite a high regard for him, like a high future for him, or
what, for Areola?
For Areola, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to say, isn't it? I mean, we've actually, to be fair, I actually think we've done pretty well over the years with goalkeepers. Rob Green was brilliant for us. I thought really good goalkeeper. David James, I thought was good. Ludo, of course, was amazing. I wasn't ever a really big fan of Shaka Hislop, I'll be honest. It wasn't my favourite. I thought he was a bit of a calamity keeper at times. Yeah, but I actually think he has got the potential. He certainly is. He's a gifted keeper. He's shown that. I think what we just need is a bit of consistency. Do you know what I mean? Just someone you want that reliability. Like I remember with Rob Green, we used to have that. I felt like he was just quite reliable. You knew he was a good goalkeeper. You knew he'd rarely ever put in a bad performance, unless it was for England, of course. But apart from that, he was good. And yeah, he has got the potential to be one of our best. I mean, Fabianski's certainly up there, isn't he? Like, I mean, he's been his first earliest seasons at West Ham. He's one of the best we've ever had. I mean, outstanding goalkeeper. I just think age has caught up with him a little bit this season, and the last couple of years, you can kind of just sense that he's possibly coming towards his end. But yeah, I'm quite excited by him. I think he could be one of our top goalkeepers. But as you say, bloody hell, he needs to turn it around quite quickly though, because he's not off to the greatest starts.
He does, but I mean, we've got a Larnaca preview to do. Hopefully, he'll get a clean sheet in that one. I mean, he's got to get a bit of a confidence boost, but sometimes you do worry, don't you, that the fringe players play well in the fringe games, and then when they do have to take the step up to the consistent week in, week out, they don't tend to play as well as you'd want them to. Hopefully that's not the case with Areola, but let's wait and see, mate.
Indeed, mate. Let's wait and see.